I've been coding and trading algorithmic trading systems for over 5 years. And here's what I learned the hard way that no one tells you. You can build a rule-based strategy that makes money even for multiple years. And then one day, it just stops. Not for a week, not for a month, but for years. Now, when you start building trading systems, you're chasing consistency. You want rules that remove emotion, execute perfectly, and take every trade the same way. And when you find a system that works, it's like magic. You backtest it, it shows solid results, and live trading confirms it. You start to trust it. It feels mechanical, reliable, almost scientific. And for years, it can print results. Now, you think you found something that's truly robust. But the reality is that consistency is sort of an illusion, because every rule-based edge lives inside a certain market environment. And when that environment starts to change, your edge quietly starts to die. Most traders think of winning and losing streaks as short-term, a few winning days followed by a few losing days. But when you backtest over years, even decades, you realize that market behavior moves in multi-year streaks. Entire stretches of time, sometimes 3, 4, 5 years, where a single set of rules performs brilliantly, followed by years where the exact same logic fails miserably. So it's not about being lucky or unlucky in a few trades, it's about being in or out of sync with the macro regime of the market. Let me give you an example. I've been running a simple opening range breakout strategy on gold during the European and US sessions. It's fully rule-based, there's no discretion, just clear logic. It defines the range, and a break above or below that range with some additional rules triggers a trade. Now, over the last couple of years, it's been performing very well. 7 out of the last 9 months were profitable. But when I test the same strategy over a 20-year period, something fascinating shows up. During the Trump years, it was on a major winning streak. Similar conditions to what we've seen recently with higher volatility and strong directional moves. But through most of the Biden administration, the same system went cold. Big drawdowns, flat performance, then steady losses. So nothing changed in the rules of the system, the market's character did. And this pattern repeats across multiple years. Years of profitability followed by years of pain in long, almost tidal cycles. And this kind of behavior isn't specific to this opening range breakout strategy. I've seen the same behavior across multiple different kind of rule-based strategies. So this is where most algo traders get blindsided. Fully mechanical systems are brilliant at execution, but they're blind to context. They can't see that volatility has dropped, or liquidity has changed behavior, or that the macro sentiment has flipped. They just keep firing the same signals, believing the rules still work. But what's really happening is that the market regime that those rules depend on has changed, and the system doesn't know it's trading in a new world. So it bleeds slowly and predictably. And because those cycles last years, traders often don't realize it until the damage is done. So imagine you started trading a rule-based system right at the beginning of one of the profitable phases. For a couple of years, you could be crushing it. The system's consistent, your equity curve is smooth, your confidence skyrockets. So you start to think, I've cracked it. Then 1 year, the same setup starts losing month after month. You wait it out a few months, a year, expecting it to rebound, but it never comes. Now what you've actually experienced isn't a short-term drawdown, it's a regime shift. The market that rewarded your rules has vanished, and that realization is brutal. Now, through years of algorithmic trading, there are 2 ways that I have found to adapt to this kind of reality. So the first way is diversifying across multiple algorithmic systems. So instead of betting it all on one system, you run a portfolio of different kind of edges. Others might be trend following, mean reversion, or breakout kind of strategies. So you track their performance across time and learn to identify which ones are in season and which ones are out of season. So when a system starts to align with the current market rhythm, you size up on it. When another goes cold, you shut it down or reduce its exposure. You're not trying to predict the future, you're managing the cycles of profitability. Now, the second way to manage this issue, which is where most manual traders end up, is to add discretion to their trading. Discretion isn't about emotion or guessing. It's about recognizing when the market is no longer behaving in the way that your system expects. It's when volatility compresses, liquidity vanishes, or the macro sentiment flips. And you know your model is blind to that kind of context. So a discretionary trader can step in, interpret those kind of conditions, and make the judgment call to pause or adjust. So of course, rules give you structure, but discretion gives you awareness. The best traders find the balance between the two. So after coding and trading hundreds of different variations of multiple different algorithmic systems, I stopped looking for a system that never breaks. I've come to believe that that system does not exist. What matters is understanding that edges rotate, just like sectors in the stock market or weather patterns in nature. Some years favor trend-following systems, some favor mean reversion, and some other years favor volatility breakouts. And the key is not to fight the cycle that we're in, but to recognize it and adapt to it. So automation helps you be systematic, but adaptability is what keeps you alive. Rule-based systems do work, sometimes for multiple years in a row, but no set of rules lasts forever. The market shifts in slow, multi-year cycles, and every strategy eventually drifts out of sync with the market. Now, the traders who survive aren't the ones who found the perfect set of rules. They're the ones who know when those rules have stopped working and have a plan for what comes next. So let me know, have you ever had a system that worked beautifully for years and then suddenly just stopped working one day? Did you try and fix it or did you move on? Let me know in the comments and I'll catch you in the next video.